Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoint and today I'm going to reveal to you my everyday carry. So these are the tech items that I use on a daily basis, whether that's at home or out and about, in my pockets or in my bag. Obviously I don't carry all of these items with me every single day, but these are my most commonly used tech items today. Okay, so first up, as you'd expect, is my phone. Now this is definitely my most used item on a daily basis, and I average around 6 hours of screen time each day. And I'm using it for everything from checking my social media, to work emails, banking, shopping, and even editing photos on the go. So I'm using the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's in space grey with a 256 gig drive, and the phone is perfect for my needs. It's got a great screen size, it fits nicely in my hand, it's got incredible cameras and a great battery life too. Now the cameras on the iPhone are awesome too, it really sets it apart from the previous iPhones that I've had. I pretty much use this phone as a backup to my main camera now, as the picture quality and the ultra wide lens are really good. And the telephoto lens, which is only on the Pro version this year, is like having a 50mm lens in your pocket. Now, I usually use my phones with no screen protectors or cases at all, but this year I'm actually using both. So I've got a cheap silicone case in black with orange buttons. It does the job, I mean it's nothing special. Then I've got a full screen protector too. It's quite difficult to see that I've even got one on as it goes right up to the edges, but it's probably the best screen protector that I've ever had, and it obviously protects the front. I'll drop a link in the description to these products. Okay, so next up is my main camera setup, and this is the Sony A7 Mark II, and I'm using it with the Tamron 28-75 2.8 lens. So this camera is honestly, it's awesome. I've owned it since 2015 and I use it almost daily now. This is what I use to take all of my Instagram photos. It's light, it's compact, and it's really fast. So this combo works really well too, although I could probably do with about an extra 4mm at its widest point, but it does the job for me and I'm really happy with it. So I've been using a handmade leather shoulder strap for the last 5 years, but this week I actually changed it over to the Orbitkey wrist strap instead. I think it looks really nice, and I actually think it makes taking photos a little bit easier as I've not got loads of excess strap hanging around my hands getting in the way of the shots. But what do you think? I'll drop a link to this item in the description as well. So unlike years ago when I'd carry cash with me everywhere and use my cards to pay for everything, now I just use Apple Pay when I'm out. Probably the same for you too. So with that in mind, I only really need to carry a handful of cards with me and just need a really slim wallet to do the job. Now I really like this one. So this is a genuine leather card holder from the White Company. It's got 3 slots on each side, so 6 in total, just enough for me to carry a few bank cards, my Cineworld Unlimited movie card, RIP nights out at the cinema, and a slim pocket for notes, which I literally have none right now. So I think it's practical and minimal, nothing fancy, but it slides into my pocket and adds no bulk at all. Okay, so this technically isn't used every day, but literally every trip that I take out now in the car, I throw this drone in the boot just in case there's an opportunity where I can take some awesome photos or videos from above. And this is the DJI Mavic Air 2, and it launched last month here in the UK. So this small drone is capable of shooting 4K video, it takes raw photos, has active tracking, and it's also pretty small too. So once folded up, it'll fit into any bag, which means it's ultra portable and can be taken anywhere with you. And all I need to do is just mount my iPhone onto it so I can view the live camera feed. It'll fly just over 4 miles away and is capable of over 40 miles an hour too. So it's an awesome little drone and it's definitely part of my everyday carry. Okay, so next up, my much loved and much used Nintendo Switch. So as you can see, this is the original Switch with the neon Joy-Cons and I love it. So although most things that I own are some shade of grey, I really like the neon and retro look of this console, although it was really tempting to get it in grey at the time. So it's probably used more in dock mode than handheld currently, seeing as though we're not leaving the house much as usual, but it's brilliant. It's an awesome little console. So I'm using it mainly for games like Mario Kart and Mario Party. I've never used the online play, but the fact it doesn't have any form of trophies or achievements really lets it down for me. I really wish that we could have this added, maybe even at a later date. So any other Switch users here, drop a red heart in the comments if you have one or you like playing the Switch. And this is my car key. So I drive a Tesla Model 3, and although I use my iPhone as the key to my car, and I have no need for this card at all, I still keep it on me when I'm out and about. So this card acts like any normal key. It has an RF chip inside, which I just tap on the B pillar of my car to open the doors. Then I place it on the center console and it'll let me drive the car. But it lives in my wallet at all times, and it acts as a backup should my phone run out of battery, or I get locked out of my phone for whatever reason and I cannot control the car. Okay, so the other day I shared a photo on my Instagram stories, and so many people messaged me asking what it actually was, so I had to include this in my everyday carry. Well, this is, simply put, a key organizer. Basically, it takes your normal set of keys and it clips them together into this neat little package. So it not only stops them from jingling about in your pocket, but it also reduces the chance of you scratching other things you might have in there. So it's made by Orbitkey, and it comes in loads of different colours and fabrics too. Now, I really like their products, but not only that, I really like their packaging too, as it's clean, it's simple, kind of minimalist but still informative. So I'm using the all black version and have done so for over a year now. So it's all black metal and black leather too. And this is my daily carry. It's where I carry my 4 house keys. Now, one thing to note though is the keys need to be pretty flat or thin, otherwise they just won't fit. Then I've got this marine blue organizer that I keep my spare keys on, and I really like this color too, along with the dark grey metal. And then finally, I've got this pink or blush key organizer, which is used by my wife, and this has some nice rose gold detail in the metal too. Another thing I've got is this tracker. It's the Chipotle tracker. Did I say that right? So it's designed to be clipped onto your keys, your bag, your laptop case, anything valuable that you might lose or misplace. And it allows you to track it should you need to. Basically, you pair it with your phone using Bluetooth, and now you can ping it from the app if you've lost it. It makes a loud beeping sound so you can find it again. And it also works the other way around, so if you press the button on the receiver, it will then find your phone. If you want to know more about this, I could create a dedicated video on it too. Okay, so last up. Now, I know the reason why you've stuck around. You were here for the Vita, weren't you? So you're thinking, does anyone really still use a PlayStation Vita in 2020? Yep, I really do. And I absolutely love this little console. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know already that I'm a huge gaming fan. And not only that, a huge PlayStation fan. So when this original first gen Vita came up for sale a couple of years ago in pristine as new condition, I just had to have it. It was as good as the day it launched, and I've kept it immaculate since then. But what do you even play on it, I hear you ask? Well, I've used it a handful of times for remote play, but to be honest, it's not that great. So usually I'm playing indie platform games that I download from the PSN store. The only problem with this console is the lack of new or AAA games. But that's because the lack of support that Sony gave it shortly after it launched in 2012. I mean, this thing could have been big, but once the support was lost, developers just lost interest. So I went for the OG Vita over the newer version for the OLED screen, to be honest. This thing is so nice to play with. I'm not a lover of the touchpad on the back, which it still has its protective film on, but overall, it's really nice and it's a nice console to play with. So if you're a PlayStation fan, I'd definitely recommend getting one of these. I think they can be had for around £100 now. It's just the games and the memory cards that are expensive. Although all of my games that I purchased for this are digital, I have no physical games at all. I'm actually really tempted to do just a video on the Vita. So drop a blue heart in the comments if you would like to see that video. And that wraps up my everyday carry. So what did you think? Is there anything here that you'll now add to your own everyday carry? Or is there anything that I'm missing that you're surprised I didn't cover? Well, as always, thanks for watching. I hope this video was useful to you, so please don't forget to like, subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram. Until next time.